Welcome back after the holiday. Hope you had a great holiday. I'm kind of jumping in quickly to sort of say some few things before the new year, because it's going to be an exciting year for crypto. I think we all know and understand, and everyone's buzzing about SOS and getting the drops and this new era of airdrops that's about to come. I tell you, SOL really needs one, because if not, you're really just SOL if you're sitting on all those Solana bags and not participating in the ETH ecosystem, because participating in the ecosystem has allowed you to get ENS airdrops of $4,000-ish, has allowed you to get, depending on your activity in NFT, purchasing on OpenSeas, a very nice SOS bag as well. And so, I think this is, everyone kept, asking, what would I do with this bag? What do I sell it? What and I think that everyone's getting more sophisticated about getting, their drops into liquidity pools very quickly, so that you can turn it over and go to something as simple as Uniswap, SushiSwap especially, so that you could immediately get that into ETH, and then then what? And I think that kind of brought up a question for me of everyone's making this analysis about the NFT marketplace and how it sits conversely to altcoin season. And so when altcoins are pumping, then ETH then ETH is up, and then then NFT markets are down, and vice versa. So when the market goes down, then NFTs go up. And I think you kind of see that, but I think that ignores the relationship, and that relationship is tied closely within sort of art and its ability as a store of value for the wealthy, for for people who have it, who want to store value. And again, I don't want to even say wealthy; it's just a technique of the wealthy that I think can apply, because I think a lot of you guys, especially if you're watching, your early adopters, your stuff is going to moon. It's about to blow the F up. I'm not going to lie. I think I look back at the old videos. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Look back at the old videos. I've been recommending things that really stood the test in terms of how things were going. And I called the dip, and I said, hey guys, this is a dip based upon taxation rules and about things that have very little to do with the actual value of this space, and value and perception kind of goes up and down, and people are freaking out. Is crypto a real thing? Is Web 3.0 a real thing? It's here. Don't worry. That, again, was part of the whales, getting out of positions and making sure that they don't pay taxes, which the Biden administration has changed, for the next year for us Americans. And I think the world over is catching on fast. My gosh, look at those taxation rules for Japan. But so, in terms of where we're at as a space, yeah, sure, when altcoin season goes down, NFTs tend to go up, as you're seeing now. There's sort of, a bit of a jolt and sort of a murmur in certain projects, especially, as I said, Art Blocks is back in a big way. They're starting to sell out. It's starting to get, momentum. I think art photography is about to hit this space, and I think Gary Vee had mentioned it, and a lot of other people, and I've mentioned it several episodes ago. And today we're going to talk about how to get into those spaces, and where to find quality projects. And I don't want to say quality projects, but quality pieces within projects that you can have as a store of value, that have a bit more security to PFPs. Because again, the relationship of altcoin season and then converse to NFTs is because we're trying to store value. We're trying to get out of, oh God, these, what coin should I hang on to, or where do I go? I want to try and get out of those positions and put them into something that I think might hold value. And so that's why Mutant Apes, that's why, Cool Cats, that's why the projects that I had picked, back then to illustrate how Art Basel was going to help influence the money going into those projects, you see in terms of relative floor price. And again, floor price is so almost pedantic at this point, but it helps to illustrate, the flow of money. And so when you have the flow of money going into, those art projects, you see everyone's trying to store value. When there might be some slight speculation, but you just want to hold on to the bags that you did make in the previous run-up of Solana, so that you're not SOL And so, you're holding on to those bags as best as you can. But I think the PFP market is clearly oversaturated, and it's pop art. And I think that the fine arts have a great chance of entering this space now. The galleries are getting very sophisticated. We saw it with Art Basel. And British Journal of Photography has entered this space in a big way, and we'll talk about that. And how to leverage the galleries and the established art structure that are going into NFTs to help leverage this type of play. So, with that relationship firmly in our minds of what to do, and then we have our bags. And again, I think you guys are about to, if you bought that dip, man, you guys are about to moon like heck. And like I said, the ones that we recommend here on the channel have come back in a big way already. So you're probably up, and as it moves, you're going to get to that space of less, like everyone keeps saying like, oh yeah, take profits. He's like, well, where do I take them? Like, do I take them? Traditionally you take them to USDT, USDC. You kind of transfer those over. So you get to the moon, and then you kind of want to sell those over into USDT, USDC. But then we're stuck in this thing of like, well, we know that is losing value as we speak, like moment by moment. The US dollar that it's pegged to hasn't been holding up well in the past couple months. And so to alleviate that, I think there's gonna be a lot of movement into I think some movement into, and I'm seeing great momentum into this space. And so and I don't own like any of these, but let's trip out on art blocks for a bit here. Here's geometry. It was a great project that I missed. I was running around trying to make art, which by the way, if you guys didn't see, Precious Akamanyan, Akayoman, her award from Chanel, which we were proud to work with on this, and did a profile with Precious, who's a fantastic installation artist, poet, multimedia, just really one of those like, and I think like a lot of you, coming into the space with so many multimedia talents, you're just like, what the heck do I do? How do I incorporate that into NFTs? And hopefully we get her in there soon. What a fantastic artist. And so, but art blocks, geometry, I was so enthralled with, because look at this, like it has that generative art process mixed in with the interactivity that I'm talking about when it comes to Web 3.0. These are the experimentations in Web 3.0 expressed as art, and will become, I think, significant culturally, historically, technically. And so, because these are going to be the ones that, people look back, oh, that was the first time that you kind of did this. And then that led into, oh, well, this is, the application here now in the metaverse, or the application off chain that feeds data into visuals like this. And so this is just, me off chain, just zooming in and out. I just thought it's super simple. It's like, it's crazy, but like, I can zoom into this like city, and I can, examine this thing. And I just think it's really one of those that just knocks it out of the park in terms of like a special collection. And there's a lot more sellouts, as we were talking about here with art blocks. There's a lot available, but the newer collections, like geometry was 1,000. Bart Simmons was a beautiful project. It was only 222. I'm 222. I remind myself. But it's just such a small project, but it's not going to load. But it was just really well, beautifully done, and really a lot of hard work went into that collection. Here you can see some, but like these pseudo sunrises, and just for me, every sunrise is different. And so I think that this was a beautiful conception. And so but a lot is available currently, and so you can see here, take your pick. I think there's a couple of misnomers here, because there's some that you have to, these aren't just straight up ETH buys. There's some that you have to go, there's like crypto New Yorkers, you have to like go to New York, you have to like go to things, you have to like, it's really tough, but just, suffice to say, like, Tobey Maguire and like a lot of, celebrity New Yorker collectors got a crypto New Yorker because it's a cool project. Little Boxes is still kind of just hanging there really close to mint. It's at that closing phase, but I think people have kind of ignored a lot that have not sold out immediately. I think, you get that it's a real stigma about a collection when you don't sell out, but I think there's a lot of great quality projects here. Coquina is really fantastic. It's so beautiful. But examine these and go via narratives. I haven't even checked out yet, but there's some great projects, and if you are excited about minting, there's that possibility to give you the schedule here. I know for the longest time it was a bit hard to collect art blocks because of just the competition for the mints. But as I've been saying, this past month or two, you do have an ability to get in there and sort of ascertain and even take a look. They mint the first one for you, just to give you a sense of the collection. Go check out the artist and do your own diligence, do your own research, do all your own research, please, with anything I say, because it's not financial advice whatsoever. I'm like telling bad jokes half the time. But photography, I know that everyone's been talking about photography, and it's been so funny seeing a lot of influencers pivot. Have you noticed that? A lot of them have been like, oh, well, I'm kind of done with PFPs, and welcome to the area of fine arts collection, as well as creativity, creating, because I think that's an important aspect to this space. As I've always mentioned, you can make some bags here, but as a creator, you're doing quite well in this space currently. Art 3.0. Again, man, I wish I had the liquidity to get in on this, guys, right now, because this is about to get super hot. So Art 3 is kind of it's part of 1854, which is this sort of overarching, I guess, business that incorporates British Journal of Photography. And so they're leveraging these great awards that already exist and collections that already exist within the British Journal of Photography and bringing that to the blockchain. And the results of which I think they've brought to me some really, really exciting. Join the mailing list, and you're going to know when the drops are. You're going to know when the auctions are. They're all auctions, and you'll have the ability to auction with them. But the ones to watch really is Masha. I'm gonna say these names all wrong, but we're gonna learn these names. Masha Togor. I've just been in a rabbit hole with really, really interesting, fantastic work. And the ones to watch collection is only about 4 prints or 4 in this case NFTs. Sorry, not safe for work, that one, but that give you a good sense of about 20 or so up and coming photographers. And I tell you, this collection sold out really quick. There's maybe only a handful left, and so this is why I'm bringing it to you guys. This is my absolute favorite here. It's such an extraordinary piece. Whoever got it was very, very smart. I think they're actually selling it too low. It's a beautiful piece with so many things going for it, and it's really a prime example of Masha's, which she's bringing to the table, and I'll show you. Let's go right to Masha's website. And so Masha, she's taking a lot of what's around her, and so right now that's a lot of communist propaganda photos, and her situation in Belarus right now is one that is very challenging for her as a female artist living in what could be thought of as a very challenging country and time. And so she's incorporating a lot of these elements of what she feels is sort of, oppressive to her, and is creating, I think, really fantastic pieces. And what excites me also is just like there's an awareness here. I'm just scrolling my mouse. There's awareness here of, again, input and interactivity, and I feel like that there's a really bright future here for Masha. And so there's a couple from her collection here. These are just so stunning. Like, look at this. This is so fantastic. From the collection, so that the curators pick out about 4 from her collection, and you can see there's one available currently that is a prime example of her experimentation within this space, where she's taking this girl facing away, and she's placed her, and she's used this model several times within this particular collection, in this specific pose, and so one of those is available. And these are ones of ones, guys. These aren't like, some 9,999 other people can get these. These are ones of ones. So in terms of exclusivity, collectability, this is kind of another level. And so it depends. And I think a lot of, sort of cachet is with, Creature World, because of the artist, because of, and the dude's only 21, by the way. And so you're looking at like the future of art, ferocious. I mean, we're looking at very young artists and assigning extreme value to them within that space. So it's not hard to see this transferring over to photography. We have great young artists who are just doing such amazing work, including Fee Gloria Groenmeier, doing some really interesting photography that I think is so well composed and really lends itself to editorial. And it's funny, did you notice that Precious has quite a similar collection with this this guy? She just got this tree guy and put him everywhere. But we all look and take from each other as artists. But you can collect Beauty and Truth. I thought this was an interesting addition. You can take a color version of this specific shot as part of the collection, and one of these is selling for a crazy amount. But this is beautiful. She's definitely lent herself to a style and developed a style, using the silks and the sheets to sort of obscure and to bring to light information in a very cool way. And I think she's leveraged that into sort of a broader editorial / meaning you're gonna see her photography in magazines soon. This is someone in working with the big brands like the Chanel's, like the Vogues, because there is really true artistic expression here. And again, within these are very, very young artists. These are, they're just, making their debuts in a sense with Art 3.0, leveraging the Ones to Watch challenge and competition to, take, I think it's like 4,000, 5,000 artists, whittle it down to the 20 or so. And these are based on other artists recommending. These are other magazine editors who are super keen on the space. And here's another Gloria, sort of examining the usage. The usage is great, and it's just, you can see this is going to be in vogue soon. This photographer is going to do editorial, is going to then start doing celebrity, is then going to start making a real name for themselves. And so and there's a lot of those artists here, and so you just kind of got to pick through and pour through. It's like super cool. There's just so many great opportunities, and I think that Art 3 gives a great platform to that through the Ones to Watch competition. And they did a broader one called the 365, which is even more and more speaking to just kind of this year and our time. And so if you're into collectability that way, there's a lot of areas in which to participate within photography, and certainly I'll go more and more in depth, but I just want to try and make these sort of digestible, because I can sit here and I can talk for 8 hours on this space easily and make this a super episode. But I'll break it up into smaller chunks, and we'll continually go and look at other marketplaces in which to try and examine some of these. But I tell you, just the like, look, they just updated it right live for us. So this is an update of another one, and it's just like you can go in and just zoom around, and you can examine this crazy little cityscape, or this piece of art, in such a fun way. And this is an NFT guide. This is the evolution of NFTs, and it's just not hard as you get in more and further into the space as collectors and as creators, just start to see the tools that are available to us and the technologies that Remark, that Link, give us in terms of bringing outside data within to this. And I haven't gotten into the AI aspects yet, but soon. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification as I bring you more value in terms of collecting and creating. And for those of you who are coming from other channels, welcome, because I know that that's going to be the narrative soon. People are sort of fed up with being told, oh yeah, getting shilled, oh, buy this NFT, PFP series, and you're gonna moon. And man, I think a lot of people have been hurt and scorned and burned by it, and so that's why this channel has always been about utility, quality of art, and certainly the pop arts have a strong significance in that, and we do look at that, but we look at those that are trying to bring those elements to this space, and so that's been our focus this year, and I thank you. I might do a couple more before the year's end, but I just want to thank you guys for an amazing year. Thank you for liking and subscribing and all your comments, and a lot of you people sent stuff to my wallet, and gifts to my wallet. Thank you very much. MintyFresh.ETH, I'll probably put it in here as well again, for those still in the Christmas spirit. But I just want to thank you guys. It's been an incredible year. If you look back in retrospect where we started and where we're at, it can feel, because of that weird dip, that it might not feel as good as it is, but when you look at where we started from, we had an incredible year. So I just want to thank you guys for that.